Paso, Texas, or El Paso.
The Sun Bowl just carved out of a mountain.
A place like El Paso.
This great traditional bowl game.
The West Texas town of El Paso, nestled along the Rio Grande, and host to one of college football's oldest holiday traditions, the Sun Bowl. And for half a century, this mining town with a heart of gold has teamed up with CBS Sports, creating a timeless gridiron tapestry that has showcased some of the greatest teams, players, and coaches in college football history.
What a run! Priest Holmes, touchdown, Waffle. Great moment for TCU football. Harmon Thomas. There's the play of the game by the player of the game. Wow!
And in this golden anniversary season, it is a battle of East meets West. The North Carolina State Wolfpack and the Sun Devils of Arizona State hope to make their mark and join the pantheon of football legends who have graced this historic game. For the 50th straight year, CBS Sports is proud to present the Hyundai Sun Bowl.
And we welcome you to El Paso, Texas, the 84th edition of the Hyundai Sun Bowl. In our matchup, the ACC and the Pac-12. It's the Wolfpack of North Carolina State and the Sun Devils of Arizona State. A gorgeous day in West Texas as the Sun Devils have already taken the field. And some West Texas tailgating style on a perfect day for football. And the fans have showed up from Raleigh, from Arizona State. Here's some guys that thought they had really good tickets.
And CBS Sports, go Pats, go Devils!
They didn't know the tickets were in the Who Scout. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler, along with Gary Danielson. I got you a complimentary 50-year ticket. 50 years of tradition between CBS and the Sun Bowl. I had my first Sun Bowl call 27 years ago. You've done 9 of these. Allie and I doing our 5th today. And the hospitality here is second to none.
It's been great. And Lindsey Nelson sat there, and Burt Reynolds sat here, and that's the only thing I have in common with Burt Reynolds.
You were a lot easier to find this morning than Burt probably would have been. A tradition that's new to college football is that some of the stars don't play in the games. Now, we had that situation last year at Stanford, Christian McCaffrey. This year, the same with Bradley Chubb. It was decided between Dave Gorin and Bradley Chubb's parents, mutual agreement not to play in this game, not to risk injury. What do we lose? Well, we lose a lot. We lose the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, guy that led the ACC in sacks with 10, a school record 26 sacks.
It's a different world, though, and guys make decisions. I actually salute the parents and Coach Doran getting together and making a decision, and hey, it's a new world. Might be a 50-year history here, but things are changing.
One way to affect it is have your offense stay on the field if you're North Carolina State.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, you know, this NC State team is very balanced. They've got a veteran at quarterback, Ryan Finley, from this area in Phoenix. When he's hot, he's one of the best quarterbacks you will see. And he's got a couple of hybrids that he can use on this field. Naheem Hines is the speed guy, carries the ball a lot, but will return punts. He's got probably the fastest man on the field. But Jalen Samuels, a little bit of a different type of football player, third-team All-American, kind of a tough build, but very unique, very balanced offense for NC State.
It's kind of the same thing for Arizona State. They got a big 3 as well.
Yeah, they really are. These two teams are pretty similar. Manny Wilkins, their quarterback, has grown as a quarterback this year. Maybe a little more athletic than Ryan Finley is, but he's a big-time, deep thrower. But he'll have DeMario Richard, the guy we saw score 4 touchdowns. We're right here in the Sun Bowl. And N'Keal Harry, Pac-12 Receiver of the Year. He is a threat at any time.
This is a Chamber of Commerce type of day. Kyle Bambard's got it teed up. Kalen Ballage and Kyle Williams await on the other end. And the 84th edition of the Sun Bowl is underway. And little indecision, and Williams decides to take a knee. Well, obviously, a new age of football, and we talked about it. Here's a different thing as well. The coach who was fired back around Thanksgiving and is here coaching his team one more time, and Todd Graham.
Yeah, as we say, things continue to change in all of life, especially college football. I think you've seen one of these similar, right?
Yeah.
Coach Mac Brown?
Mac Brown's last game was in the Alamo Bowl, and that had not been determined who was going to take his place. It ended up being Charlie Strong. In this case, Herm Edwards has already been hired. Herm's not here, but he will take over, I guess, tomorrow morning.
Yeah, from all accounts, talking to the coaching staff and everybody around, even watching practice, it was business as usual, as not much of the staff made any real changes.
End around and a flea flicker and a double pass, not going to happen. But Wilkins will get some decent yardage out of it. So a trick play on the opening snap.
Yeah, it was supposed to go deep to N'Keal Harry that time, but NC State did not bite at all. As Brad explained it, a reverse and then a toss. They practiced this about 7 times in practice on whatever day it was, 2 days ago. You kind of get your days mixed up around here.
Right.
And it worked every time if they told the defense to bite on the play.
There's Wilkins going to throw it out on the flat to Kyle Williams. And Kyle Williams lost the ball. Loose. Who's going to get there? I think NC State got to it first. They did.
Yeah, one of the things that's really interesting as you watch this, I watched the scripted starts for these plays. I knew what the first 3 plays were going to be, and a team that does not turn it over very well, these were scripted. They practiced them 4 times each, and for a team that does not turn it over much, you turn it over on your second scripted play.
They hadn't had a fumble by a running back all year long. That was, again, a wide receiver, and Kyle Williams, who dropped it, and Jarius Moore had recovered. So just like that, NC State's got an opportunity as they'll take over at midfield.
And that's the irony of it. You script it so you're safe and you're regular and you're practiced, and what do? Turn the ball over.
Jalen Samuels in the backfield with Finley. That play blown up right there. Kelvin Harmon, the intended receiver, and Kobe Williams, DJ Calhoun make it.
DJ Calhoun, the middle linebacker, just read this all the way, attacked it. The offensive tackle could not get out on him that time, and Calhoun almost caught the ball. He was there so fast.
So second down and 10 following the fumble recovery.
You used to see with the trips formations, Calhoun, the middle linebacker, actually ends up being over the slot. That's how he got out there so fast.
Straight handoff. Sun Devils have that one read as well. Joe Wicker with the tackle. Barely had a chance to check our Chick-fil-A starting lineup, so here we go as quickly as we can. And we start with Ryan Finley. Back-to-back 3,000-yard seasons. And the rest of the offense joining him.
You know what makes me smile a little bit? Both teams had a scripted start that they wanted for their safe plays, and both of the scripts could be thrown out right now, right?
We highlighted Kelvin Harmon because he's close to 1,000 yards receiving for the season, and they wanted to get that to him early, and they tried on the first play of the game. Gillespie in the backfield now with Finley on 3rd down and 5. Here comes a blitz. Throw complete, first down. And it's Jacoby Myers. Chad Adams put the hit on him immediately, but he got 6.
I wonder if Ryan Finley played any basketball, because that time Jamarcus Rhodes, number 17, comes in and goes up to block the throw. Watch. Block it. Wait till he comes down and then shoot, right? You don't shoot right in it. I'm getting you ready for basketball. Okay?
I've already done 3 games. Thanks.
That was pretty nice, though. He was up. He waited. Everybody that goes up comes down, and he made a perfect throw.
Finley 4 out of 6 here in the first quarter. Good second effort by Hines to get some positive yardage out of that. Looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss.
And we talked about Finley. He can get hot. I watched the Clemson game. He started out in that game 15 for 15. Had a 21-14 lead in that game. He's very accurate when he gets in rhythm. When he and the coach he followed here at NC State, Eli Drinkwitz, gets in the same mind mold, they can complete a lot of balls.
Second down at 7. Hines comes out of the slot. So empty backfield for the Wolfpack. Finley stands tall, goes over the middle, ball tipped and almost intercepted. Calhoun got a hand on it, and then Tayshawn Smallwood, the defensive tackle, almost brought it down.
Well, I'll tell you that time, this Arizona State defense just put a picket fence up there. They just dropped back about 5 yards. Everybody stopped at the same time and made the throw have to be perfect. It was not. It almost ended up in either a catch by the offensive line or defensive line.
It was intended for Jalen Samuels, but he forced that one. And it brings up 3rd and 7.
So Phil Bennett's done it 2 ways here. He's just rushed 3, or he's come at him with everybody. What will he do now?
He's got 6 up there right now in their track stance, but Finley's going to change things up.
Yeah, he will bail from the same look. There's no pre-read here. They bail.
And they throw short, trying a little slip screen. Picked up short yardage, Kelvin Harmon.
Well, Brad, we did the Army-Navy game, and I'm telling you right now, Jeff Monken for Army would go for this, right?
Yeah, he would. Army and Navy both fared pretty well this week, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So 4th down and 2, and this is no man's land, so it looks like they're going for it.
And why not?
Yeah, it's a bowl game.
Right.
They were 13 out of 23 on the season on 4th down, so they went for it a lot of times over the course of the ACC campaign. Samuels in the Wild Wolf. He's just going to take it and run to the right and pick up the 1st down.
And again, we talked about that. Jalen Samuels might be one of the most unique players I've seen all year. His body type, his speed, his receiving ability, his versatility, lines up everywhere.
So 1st down at the 35. Those 2 have to be careful not to pick up another one, or they won't be spending the rest of the day with us.
We're talking to Bradley Chubb and Christian Sam over there, won't they?
Nyheim Hines in that deep set in the backfield. He's going to get the call and cuts up the middle. Got about 8. Nice run.
Yeah, you're right. You called it the cut. He planted that foot. It's the outside zone play that NC State loves to run. You press it wide, and you look for a crack. There's the crack, and you hit it. We talked to Nyheim Hines. He just said, I'm healthy. I want to stay healthy. I want to get healthier for next year. He runs track in the spring, both spring football and track.
He had over 1,000 yards coming in on the season. Back-to-back years that there's been 1,000-yard rushers for NC State for the first time since 1977-78. That was Ted Brown way back in the day. Now it's Samuels on the end around. Oh, what a move. And then some power at the end to get to the 5, 1st and goal.
You know, Brad, I went out to practice, and I really was interested in seeing him because he's listed as a hybrid tight end, okay? But he's really not. He's just a unique football player, not highly recruited, as Dave Doran told us, and he just does everything pretty well. I'm trying to say, who does he remind me of? And it's hard to think of a player that has his body type that I can even remember playing, and he's going to play in the NFL.
That put him over 400 yards rushing for the season. He's the leading receiver, 70 catches on the year, so he does it all. And now his counterpart, Nyheim Hines, in the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, Nyheim Hines is not the biggest guy, but when he's healthy and running the ball well, this NC State offense is as good as you'll see. They gave Clemson fits when they were running the ball and throwing the ball accurately and moving it and keeping Clemson off balance. They're tough to stop, especially when their quarterback Finley is on target. Kind of got a break, threw one a little high, didn't get intercepted, and then made Arizona State pay for it.
No extra point attempt coming up from Bombard. He's missed one this year, 7 out of 8.
I always feel like I'm an offensive lineman. Do we really have to do this? You know, line up real wide and do this shift. Is it really worth it?
That one was worth it. That is. Caps off an 87-yard drive. 15 plays, time-consuming as well. 6 minutes, 46 seconds. And Hines, his 10th rushing touchdown of the year, puts the Wolfpack in front. Great looking drive by North Carolina State. 87 yards, 7-0 they lead, and they did with their two hybrid backs, Gary.
Yeah, the interchangeable parts, whether he lines up at the slot or wide receiver or tailback, you run the ball with Samuels, and then you run the zone stretch play, and that offensive line, they love to go to the right. They love to go at Will Richardson, and tight end that time, Cole Cook did a good job on the outside. That balance, that's what they're looking for. They are a really balanced offensive team.
When you score first, tend to have good luck at the Sun Bowl. So NC State on the board first. Bambard will kick. Ryan Newsom, Kalen Balaj, those two guys back deep. And they'll have to take a knee there, too, and bring it out to the 25. And we talked about Todd Graham coaching his final game as the head man after 6 years at the helm. And he talked to Allie LaForce right before the kickoff.
Coach, it's been an emotional week for you. What was your message before you took the field for the final time with this group of guys?
Win for these fans. So grateful to have been the coach here. It's been a great honor.
You've done so much for this program. What do you hope people remember most?
You know, the character of our kids and how we did it the right way.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
He admitted to us that he was a little bit shocked by it all. And, you know, he's had good years, and they were 6-3, second in the South Division to USC in the Pac-12.
Yeah, I don't think this was all about this year, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
You know, last year a little bit disappointing. Then the football team, you know, had a couple upsets there. I don't know, upsets or not. They had good games against Washington. Well, when Washington was number 5 in the country, then beats Utah on the road. And then it kind of, you know, that USC game was a big downer for this program. But I think a lot of it had to do with last year. I also want to say, talk to Herm Edwards about it. You know, I really salute Herm here. Whatever, you know, you think about how the transition happened, Herm is giving the program space and letting it happen with these guys and this coach.
Wilkins in trouble. That might be one of the best timed blitzes I've ever seen. Getting around to our Chick-fil-A starting lineups for Arizona State. We've had so much up and down and turnovers and close plays, and it starts with that guy, and Gary talked about him in the open. Manny Wilkins, and probably as nifty with his feet as he is with his arm.
Yeah. Healthier this year. A little more determined with his rhythm, knows who to throw to, just has progressed.
Third down and a bunch. Arizona State 3rd and 16. Wilkins going deep. Double coverage incomplete. N'Keal Harry, the intended receiver.
You know, that's the third time now Arizona State has tried to go deep on the corners for NC State. The opening play, and you look when this one, N'Keal Harry going straight down. It was Jonathan Alston, number 5. And 3 times the corners for NC State, an area that Arizona State thought they could attack, have answered the bell.
Nice help from the safety, Jarius Moorhead, on that one as well. Forces a punt.
You know, because anything close, Harry's going to catch it. So that was good coverage, and it demanded a perfect throw, which it was not.
Hines has a punt return for a touchdown this year. This one, I don't know, off the side of his foot or not a good punt anyway. It's going to roll dead about the 44.
Lee Dalton's kick rolls.
Remember, they almost scored the first time they had it.
They did.
Play action. Finley fires incomplete. Intended for C.J. Riley.
Yeah, we were bragging on him how accurate he was, and that one was not. Had him wide open on a stop route to the outside and just kind of threw it into the round.
He was number 2 in the ACC in completion percentage at 64%, and actually was a third-team ACC performer. Seven out of 12 right now. Second down at 10. Samuels in motion. They're going to throw the screen to Hines. Got a blocker in front. Hines down the sideline, cuts back inside the 30.
He's going to be disappointed in himself and not getting past Chad Adams that time. You're in the middle of the field. It's a perfectly called play. You get the screen set up. Now watch, you got the whole football field here and only one guy to beat on your own. And Chad Adams makes the saving tackle. That would have been a touchdown. You kind of hope your back can take that to the house on that one.
So a 28-yard pickup gets it to the 28. First and 10.
No big deal if you finish off the drive and score, but
Exactly.
if you don't,
And this time he's wrestled down. Hines, after a pickup of 3. Kalen Thomas, who's in there for Christian Sam, made the stop.
Talked about Ryan Finley coming with his offensive coordinator, Eli Drinkwitz, from Boise State. It was basically a package deal. Ryan said he sold me. There's Eli with the visor on right in the middle right there calling the plays. He sold Ryan that coming there, compete for the job, and he'd be familiar. He says, we're basically running the same Boise State offense.
And that's Gillespie getting a chance and showing what he can do inside the 15.
Watch the wham block inside. You set it up right there and watch the wham on the nose. That sets it up. Just run off that and make a positive play.
Gillespie's first carry of the day, the 107th for him this year. Got him a first down back in the red zone. End of the first quarter, NC State leading Arizona State 7-0. We'll return to El Paso after this message and a word from your local station. Start the second quarter here in El Paso, and NC State on the move again. First down in the red zone at the 13-yard line. Gillespie in there as the tailback had a nice run to get them where they are at the 13. They'll try him again. And he makes him pay. 8-yard pickup.
Did you hear that snap count? Here we go. Hut, hut. That's not bad.
It's not bad. Is that the way you did it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Good first quarter. NC State looks good.
I think so. And you know what I think's missing a little bit for Arizona State? They lost their offensive coordinator, Billy Napier, who took a head coaching job. And it seems like they're a little out of sync. Manny Wilkins not accurate. Too many deep balls. I think Arizona State better find a running game and a short passing game quickly, or it could get out of touch.
And they better find a goal line defense right now because NC State's got it at the 3-yard line. Hines back in there, the deep set tailback. And he'll get it on the stretch play. And Hines for the second time today in the end zone, touchdown.
I'll tell you, they just are pushing this Arizona State. It's a smaller defensive line, and they are pushing them around. Tyrone Prescott, number 70, gets a good block. They just lead it in there and right. Listen, last time they went right, this time they go left. It worked both directions.
Both touchdowns, 5-yard runs for Hines. He's so deep in that backfield, he had to run about 13 yards to get to the end zone.
But so deep allows him to go either direction.
They just got the extra point away. It almost was blocked, but he tucked it inside the left upright. Hines from 5 yards out for the second time. Caps a 56-yard drive in 6 plays, and it's 14-0 NC State. So Vambard to kick. He is not allowed a return so far today of Balaj and Ryan Newsom.
Well, as we were talking about, this offense for Arizona State's got to give their defense some hope. And as you said, when they throw it short, catch one.
Well, they've had the dropsies a little bit in the first quarter. Yeah, they might have a shot at this one. From a yard deep, Balaj will bring it out. Cuts it to the outside. It was about one guy away from having about 20 more yards on the kickoff. So pretty good starting field position for Wilkins, and the Sun Devils are on 27-yard line. Trying to develop a ground game and get something going, and that was a good start. DeMario Richard got about 5. Arius Moore made the stop, one of the captains of the defense. Wilkins, quick flare out to Benjamin, Eno Benjamin, out across the 30.
Yeah, but that's good defense. You lay back, put a little pressure. You scare the offensive team that you might give up a sack, force them to throw a quick screen and make it 3rd and, what, 17 here? Yep, 17.
They've got to get it all the way out to the 48-yard line to pick up a first down. State with a delayed blitz. Wilkins loads, fires complete, but not enough for the first down as John Humphrey had to come back for that ball. Michael Sleep Dalton
Michael Sleep Dalton in punt formation.
Hines back deep. He's got a 92-yard punt return for a touchdown to his credit this year. Almost blocked the kick, and they might have roughed the punter. I think they did. I don't think it's running into either.
Well, it's you know, odd to even go for it because Sleep Dalton is a one-step punter. He takes one step and punt. Very difficult to block a punt for this style. Watch, he catches it, and he's one step.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker.
Yes.
Defense number 39. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, it's very odd to go after this one. I know you feel safe because it's long yardage, and if you just run into the kicker, you're okay on it, but the chances of blocking a punt in this situation is almost zero with a one-step punter.
James Smith-Williams is the guilty party, and that's an automatic first down.
And may get this Arizona state team back into this football game.
Exactly. Circle that play. Because they had 3rd down and 17, and they tried to get it back, and then their wide receiver shaken up. And then it looked like it was just going to be, hey, punt it away and try to keep it out of Hines' hands, and it turns into a first down instead for the offense.
Well, will they try to go deep here? They have not had. They've tried it 3 times. They've had 0 for 3.
They've had good success with deep passes this year. One of the better teams in the Pac-12, but not today so far. They'll run it, and wow. That was a bolt of lightning for DeMario Richard and a 10-yard pickup.
Well, if you're a Sun Devil fan, this is what you want. You want to be able to establish this running game. That's what made this offense go the last 4 or 5 games. They were able to run the ball, and that's what set up the deep balls. Those safeties had to move up, and they eventually made them pay.
Gary, that put Richard over the 1,000-yard mark for the season, and they'll give it to him again for 3 more. As you said earlier in the open, Sun Bowl MVP back in 2014 with a 4-touchdown performance. And there's his numbers now. 2nd career 1,000-yard rushing season.
Finished up the season running for 165 yards against Arizona in that big rivalry game when this offensive line was controlling the line of scrimmage.
He had 4 straight 100-yard rushing games to end the regular season. And they're going to use him some more. He backpedals for about 5.
He saw the hole and he tried to cut, but he was a little bit off balance. Cabral again, number 73, got the good block on the play. But as you said, we both saw it. Cabral comes around and cleans it up. He said, I'm off balance. I don't care. I'm going for it.
Makes a manageable 3rd down out of it.
Yeah, probably have 2 attempts for this first down, too. If you're calling plays right now, you're calling plays knowing you probably have 2 shots for it if you don't lose yardage.
N'Keal Harry to the top of your screen. Wilkins was looking that way, and now deep middle. Got his man. First down, complete to Ryan Newsom.
Well, Ryan Newsom is very fortunate. He kind of faded away on this throw. He did not run the straight line. You want to run it straight across to avoid the injury. Watch how he fades, and he takes a big hit because of it.
18-yard pickup. That was a delayed handoff to Balaj. Arizona State 46 out of 48 in the red zone this year, which was tied for 1st in the country, and they took knees the other 2 times.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Well, that roughing the punter could really change the feel of this football game.
Yeah, we said circle that play because if they get a touchdown out of this, it's a whole different deal. At the 7-yard line. Fakes it to Balaj. Wilkins tried to run it himself, and he's dropped to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard out of it. Tyrone Riley had him all wrapped up, and it's 3rd and goal.
So they tried to run it. They tried to quarterback run it. Now they're probably going to have to throw it. Remember, you got the 6'4" mismatch down at the bottom of the screen right here when we eventually go wide.
That's N'Keal Harry right there. Has not been a factor so far today. Might come into play right here, though. 3rd and goal.
The formation is forced North Carolina State to go man-to-man coverage to him.
Straight down the middle with a
Missed
throw,
him.
just off the fingertips of Newsome.
He missed him. Not an accurate throw. The receiver does not have enough time to adjust to that ball. It was too high. They did a bunch route to the left side, and they popped Newsome, and he did not make a good throw. You got to get that down.
And that means field goal unit will come on for the Sun Devils.
Boy, that's one you really feel bad about when you're a quarterback. You got a guy wide open, schemed perfectly, and you don't make that throw.
Brandon Reese in to try the field goal. Second among freshman kickers this year. He's hit 18 of his 25. This will be a 24-yard attempt. And a kick is up. And good. So Arizona State on the board. Disappointed they didn't get 7. But they are on the board with 3. 14-3, and some holiday greetings from the Arizona State Sun Devils. Back in El Paso, where it's 14-3. Folks having a good time on a beautiful day in West Texas, and we understand a lot of you are buried under feet of snow and sub-freezing temperatures, and we wish you the best. It's about 68 degrees and sunny here. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Brandon Reese to tee it up after he hit the 24-yard field goal, capping a 67-yard drive in 14 plays, helped by that roughing the punter penalty. And NC State will bring it out to the 25. NC State 14-3 leaders with 8:06 remaining in the second quarter. End around coming. Nope, they fake it, and Hines keeps it. Big opening off the right side, and he rumbles for about 13.
Look how they used the 2 unique players again, though. Hines and Samuel. 7 and 1. This time you have Samuel coming around. Remember, Samuels is the guy that Arizona State is keying on. 3 defenders went with number 1. That popped the play.
This offense is fun to watch.
It sure is. I tell you, I watched Clemson. They threw the ball 50 times against Clemson. Clemson only had 1 sack.
Here's a little counter handoff to Hines, trying to get to the edge. And he's got it to the 45.
Well, Jamarcus Rhodes, that time number 17, read this play the whole way. He just couldn't catch up to it. There he goes. There he goes. He's chasing a pretty fast guy, though.
Picked up 5, 2nd and 5. Hines stays in there.
Naheem Hines ran track. Actually ran track against Bryce Love, guy we had last year in this game.
Said he lost once, and once he won. Here's a flea flicker. Finley going deep. Man there. Got him at the 5. Stephon Lewis, his 3rd long catch of the afternoon.
He was open for a while, and then he just couldn't quite get the ball there fast enough. And here's the safety that is going to be the throw off of that time. Demonte King, number 28. He's open, but making a tough catch on a slightly underthrown ball.
How would you like to have these numbers on the day? 3 catches, 50, 25, and 40 for Stephon Lewis. And now back to Hines, who's got him in the end zone twice. He almost got him there again, or did he? He did. Touchdown.
They'll call it, and of course, replay officials will look to see if his knees came down. But Jamarcus Rhodes, number 17, had the tackle. Oh, I think he's in. Yep.
He's in.
Yep.
His legs never hit his knees. He was airborne.
I think these runners are getting the idea that if you keep your legs up in the air, stretch out, like diving into a swimming pool. He broke like 3 tackles on this play.
And nothing touches, but the ball hits the goal line first.
I think Jamarcus Rhodes had a shot at him. I think Demonte King had a shot at him.
Extra point is up and good. North Carolina State's offense in gear. Remember, the only time they were stopped was at the 1-yard line. And then number 7, 3 different times, has put him in the end zone from 5 yards out. This is his 3rd of the day, and he had to give every inch of it to make it 21-3. 21-3, North Carolina State. Lombard's kick, kind of a knuckleball, is going to drop around the 20 on the fly, picked up by Ryan Newsome, who only advanced it to about the 28-yard line. Here they come again. Wilkins has to let fly before he wants to, but he got it out there, and it's a first down out to the 44-yard line to N'Keal Harry.
Sometimes you just got to pick out a spot and let it go. You have no alternative. They're coming at you. You know what your outside receiver is doing. It's an out route to the outside. Just throw it to the spot and hope he stops where he's supposed to.
He took a shot, too.
He did. Ooh, that's the play that hurt me when I played right there. Street slamming you into the ground.
Now back to the ground they go, and it's Balaj near midfield.
Really got a feeling that first down, though, may have saved points for Arizona State. Going to take more time off the clock, and if you tie in one more first down, you have an opportunity for points yourself.
And that was Harry's first catch, too, on that third down reception. It to Balaj and airs it down the middle. Oh, what a catch!
Holy cow!
One-handed by Harry.
There's no way he can catch this ball. The only thing he could do was tip it to himself. Overthrown ball, stretches out, tips it, and makes it on the second bounce.
That is beautiful.
Man, what a play.
Wilkins throwing all the way on this one and got it out to Harry again.
Same thing. Manny Wilkins right now is reading his tells before the snap. He's looking at the two safeties on both sides. Are they creeping into the box? He knows he's got one-on-one to the outside, and he knows he can safely pitch and catch to the outside.
So his main man has been the main receiver on this drive.
And remember that first throw to the out, they had the all-out blitz on him, and he just threw it to his spot. Got away with it, and that opened up floodgates.
They can get another first down inside the 4.
Yeah, they just can't get a field goal here. They got to get a touchdown.
Here's the fade to the corner to Harry. Got it. Touchdown. What a series for number 1. And not too bad by his quarterback either.
Well, Nick McLeod, number 21, has got the coverage on Harry. They've got a lot of confidence. Let's see if he gets that foot down. Catches it. Yes, left foot down. His right foot comes out afterwards. Good call. Perfect throw to the outside where he's got a true sophomore against true sophomore. But the true sophomore for Arizona State is 6'4".
Spectacular series for N'Keal Harry.
All started with that blitz on third down when Manny had to throw the ball out to the outside and got it. Manny Wilkins started the drive and finished the drive with the throw.
Brandon Reese, point after, right down the middle. So with 2 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the half, Arizona State with a touchdown. As Gary said on the beginning of that drive, a must-score drive, 21-10. How about that drive by N'Keal Harry?
Well, it was a 7-play, 72-yard drive, but it's nice to look to your go-to guy, isn't it? I mean, they tried to go to him early twice, did not work, but you can see why they do. Biggest recruit in Todd Graham's stay here at Arizona State. You can see why.
He caught 13 balls against Texas Tech this year. He had 170 yards receiving against Oregon. He's caught a pass in every game he's played in. Here's the onside kick.
Oh, boy.
And that didn't work.
Oh, boy.
Nicholas Lacey was all over it on special teams.
2 minutes. Your defense has really not stopped North Carolina State all day. Man, you put your team back in the football game and you might have coached them right out of it.
Hines trying to get to the corner and does. Great run by Hines again. Picked up about 14.
I think coaches a lot of times can try to win games too many times by themselves. They don't trust their players, trying to manufacture something that there's no need to do. You're back in the football game. Now you give NC State the ball in scoring position. Very an odd call. I believe actually a bad call, in my opinion, by Todd Graham.
Now NC State rolling again at the 36-yard line. Finley got some heat this time, and down he goes back at the 45. Kalen Thomas, the guy that's in there today as a starter, comes up with a sack.
Well, you get him, you hit it on the run right there. Number 20 playing in Christian Sam's spot. Nobody takes him. Free run at him. You got to make that tackle on a big sack to bail out your coach.
Gillespie, the single setback, 4 wide receivers for Ryan Finley. And he completes it down to the 36 to Kelvin Harmon.
An interesting call here for Eli Drinkwitz. Are they trying to position the ball for a field goal here? Will they run it? Or will they trust their quarterback, Ryan Finley, to throw for the first down?
3rd down and all of 10, almost 11.
Looks like Phil Bennett's going to play coverage here. Yes, they drop 8.
3-man rush. Finley still having trouble finding a receiver, but he does at the last minute, and guess who? Jalen Samuels.
Yeah, see, that's a funny 3-man rush right there. You give the quarterback and Ryan Finley all that time to just go around and wait for one of your guys to find a seam.
And as he's done so many times this year, it was Samuels who found it.
Here they come this time.
First down at the 25 now.
Unless they check out of it, they're in man-to-man coverage. Yep, here they come.
They're bringing it. Finley's thrown it in a hurry and got it complete. Out to Myers, Jacoby Myers, down the sideline, touchdown.
Boy, Kelvin Harmon, number 3, just stayed on his block all the way. One missed tackle by Chad Adams, and Kelvin Harmon allows the touchdown.
Great job by Jacoby Myers to wheel around, make the first guy miss, and then find the end zone from 25 yards.
Well, remember, Ryan Lindsay knows it's a blitz. I know it's a blitz. He checks off to this out route. One missed tackle, now open space, and on the left side, you'll see the block. The block was being made for about 4 or 5 seconds, and Kelvin Harmon broke it in there.
Extra point is up and good. Now let's go down to Ellie with the coach.
Coach, first of all, after the scoring drive, why'd you go for the onside kick?
Well, we thought it was there. Made a bad kick and just didn't execute. But we felt like we needed to do something to get a possession back, knowing we were going to have to kick off in the second half. And we got to play better defense. We hadn't stopped them. They've been moving the ball down, and you can't give up that many plays on defense. But we got to play better defense second half. We hope to cut it to a 2-score game right there. We just got to come back and play second half.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Hoping to cut it to a 2-score. Couldn't quite do it with a 43-yard field goal going wide left. But that guy's got 3 touchdowns on the ground. And it's 28-10 Wolfpack leading at halftime as we go to Adam Zook and guys in New York. Zook, CBS celebrating 50 years of being a partner with the Sun Bowl and the guy that's been in the middle of it all those years, Jimmy Rogers Jr. And being presented a plaque with our own Best Barnes of CBS. Jimmy's going to put that baby on his wall. He is part of the most hospitable group you'll ever see in any bowl game in the country. Trust me. NC State's going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter with an 18-point lead.
Jimmy's in his 80s, and I go to bed before Jimmy does.
I know.
Right?
I even went to bed before Jimmy last night.
That's right.
Here's a kick. Hines got to let it go. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. Welcome back to El Paso. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. Tell you what, partner, I think Arizona State's got to come up with a defensive stop right now. There hasn't been a 3-and-out for NC State, and they haven't had a punt.
Well, I think what Todd told Allie is it. We haven't stopped them. We can't stop them. And then double, they can't run the ball.
Right.
I mean, your NC State's too good. I mean, they're throwing okay. Just don't have the diversification in offense, and they can't stop them. You're not going to win.
NC State's done just about everything perfectly on offense. They left one possession at the 1-yard line on a fake field goal. Other than that, they've had their way today to a 28-10 advantage. Play fake. Finley, again, plenty of time. Flushed out of the pocket now. Throws back to the other side. And that's Jacoby Myers. He had a move similar to that to score a touchdown, and now he's got it out to the 40-yard line.
Jacoby Myers that time could feel the pressure. He actually peeked looked to see where the defensive back was coming from. He knew exactly where it was. He felt Kalen Thomas, number 20, coming, but watch. Ryan Finley gets in trouble, and he turns to throw, and watch him peek to his left as the ball is coming, and then he knows which way to spin and make a positive play.
Out to the 40. Finley's going to go the other way. High throw to Samuels. He handles it, but can't keep his balance, and he might have gotten a yard out of it. It'll bring up third down.
That one was right in the sun as well. As that sun kind of sets and drifts, that was right into Samuel's eyes. See how the sun has kind of drifted behind the press box? That was right on the angle. You can see the shadows.
Shadow of the mountains is what we see right now.
Exactly.
3rd and 5. This would be a good time for a stop for the Sun Devil defense. Finley, quick throw far side, but it's not a first down. Kelvin Harmon made the catch about a yard shy.
And I tell you, Chase Lucas that time, again, almost had one going the other direction.
And here comes the punting unit for the first time today. So just what we were talking about, if the Sun Devils defense could force a punt. And here comes A.J. Cole is one of our scholar athletes at halftime. This is the first time we've seen him on the field. There he is.
He probably got some extra study.
Had the books over there on the sideline.
Right.
N'Keal Harry waits for it back at around the 10-yard line. Oh, and somebody got a piece of it. It's going to take a nice roll, though, for NC State.
If you're going to get a block punt or a tipped, that's as good as you can do.
Curtis Hodges got a hand on it.
The snap was low, took him a little bit of time to get his feet placed properly, allowed Hodges to get right there, and just was able to tip it, but not really make it a disaster.
They're the best in the country at blocking kicks. They almost stuffed one there, but as it is, their offense gets it back at the 20 when we come back. It's 10, North Carolina State. Arizona State Sun Devils have the ball back, though, at their own 20-yard line in about an hour and a half officially. This guy will take over. Also, Herm Edwards, football TV analyst for a long time now, back in the saddle. And his future players talk about him by reputation.
I heard he's a really good coach. I heard that he's got a really big personality.
He's a motivational guy. You know, he knows what he's doing, and he coaches the game to win. I'm just looking forward to being able to get into a room, sit down with him one-on-one, and be able to pick his brain just because of where he's been and how he's done everything.
He was a winning NFL coach. Good player in his playing days, and he'll be the future now of Arizona State's football program. Going deep. This guy catches everything, and he's got another one.
And again, this is a fall-away post throw for Manny Wilkins. Nobody in the middle of the field. Tough coverage. God, that is tough for Jonathan Alston, number 5. Don't have any safety. It's an easy read. I mean, our spotter knew there was nobody in the middle of the field on that one.
He knows everything, though. N'Keal with another 34-yard reception.
You got to make it tougher on the quarterback. You cannot give him a pre-read and know you can just lob the ball to the middle of the field. It's just too easy.
Jamara Richards been so good all year long, but they just can't get a ground game going here. He maybe got a yard there. Second and long, but back in North Carolina State territory. There you see 1.8 yards a carry today for the Sun Devils. Flare it out. Try to get Richard going. Boy, he got tattooed over there by Tim Kid Glass. Nothing glass about that hit.
Well, the base defense for this North Carolina State team is a nickel, and Tim Kid Glass and Sean Boone, 34 and 24, play those hybrid safety positions, and they're on the field all the time.
Brings up another third down. Got to check where Harry is. He's up on top. They're going to come back this way. Tip ball, intercepted. Picked off, going the other way. Nick McLeod in a foot race right now with the quarterback. All the way down to the 13-yard line.
It was not an accurate throw. The ball went through Kyle Williams, number 10 again, but it was not on target. Watch, it's a stop route for a first down. Ball is thrown inaccurately, did not put it on target, bounced up in the air, and you can always on those tip passes know the defense has a huge advantage. Sean Boone could have had the pick off, but you get it, and McLeod takes it for the interception. It sets up another chance for points.
Back in the red zone at the 13.
You throw short, you must be accurate. You can lay up those balls to those receivers on the deep balls and they can adjust, but on the short throws, you got to put it right on the numbers.
Only the 6th interception suffered by Manny Wilkins this year, but a costly one here in the Sun Bowl. Gives NC State another opportunity. Here's the stretch play. Hines, nothing doing this time. Good job by Sean Smallwood. The defensive tackle made the hit.
Cut down at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
That return for McLeod was 53 yards. And 5 minutes into the third quarter, NC State threatening again.
Well, where's number 1? Arizona State's got to find him. He's in the slot.
It's like, where's Waldo? There he is.
Bet.
And he comes in motion, and they give it to him on the sweep. Broke a tackle. Got positive yardage on it. Looked like he was going to lose about 4 yards, but he got to the edge and made something out of nothing.
He's so strong and so versatile. We talked about he's a half receiver, almost fullback type body. Tough to tackle, very versatile. Is going to be a very valuable player at the next level. Kind of, you know, the closest I can come to is like an Anquan Bolden type player.
Yeah.
Very physical type slot player. Hey, look at him. Looking in the sun, they can barely see the signals. That's an opportunity to just call your own play. Say, Coach, I couldn't see you. Sorry.
Gillespie is behind Finley. They fake it to him, and it is his own number. And he's not going to get anything out of it. Nice job of staying home. Chad Adams made the tackle.
This is a long way to bootleg like this in this situation. You know, you're a 4'9", 40 guy, and you got people all over the field that are 4'5". They make up a lot of grass on you, and Chad Adams is not going to miss that tackle on the quarterback.
Al Bambard in to try a field goal.
57-yard field goal.
It'll be about 26 yards out. And it's up and good.
And that is not a sure thing if you're an NC State fan, is it?
It is not. But Bambard good on that one. It was the defense that set up the points, though. Nick McLeod with the pick. 53 yards back to the 13, and they get 3 more out of it. 31-10 Wolfpack. Bambard's been a busy kicker today. And no return possible again. Thinking about a corner blitz. They're going to back out of that. And Demario Richard for maybe 4. Moorhead and McLeod in on a hit.
Yeah, Nick McLeod is playing more in this game from Mike Stevens is not in the game. Another one of those young players that'll be seeing more action next year if you're a Wolfpack fan. Just going to say something about Duran Fernandez. He won the Bill Cowher Award here at NC State.
Yep.
Remember Bill Cowher?
Yeah, he's a linebacker at NC State.
He was special teams coach for the Browns, and I think he's doing some TV work now, if I can remember.
I guess he does, I think. On our network, as a matter of fact.
Yes, he does.
Wilkins scanning the field and finally airing it out long. Nobody out there. Whoever the intended receiver has fell down, I think.
Well, I got to say, Kyle Williams, number 10, has had a rough day today. When he gets it, he's fumbled it. When he's had a pass, he's dropped it. When he's been open, they haven't been able to connect to him. And on this one, Manny Wilkins tries to let this go. Oh.
Right in the chin.
And that's what it's like to play. Riley that time, number 95, puts it right on him.
They've hit half their third downs today. They've got 3rd and 6 here. Eno Benjamin, the freshman in the backfield with Manny Wilkins. Wilkins deep middle, overshot everybody.
Boy, and NC State got away with one there. I thought they were in the neutral zone, but it was not called.
I did too. So they're going to have to give it up.
I thought they might have lined up in the neutral zone, and then the other end watch. Nope, I thought this was the movement right here, right before. Yep, right there, right before the snap, and those are usually called, but it was not.
Michael Sleep Dalton, who's had been roughed up, I should say, once today, that produced a first down for the Sun Devils. Fair catch on the other end. They got a collision down there. The ball is loose.
Did it hit
a muff punt, or did he not touch it? I'm not sure.
Not sure he did, but he ran into his own defender on the play, so if it did touch an NC State player, it will count. He's saying I didn't touch it in.
And the official's still talking about it. Let's see.
Oh, that
it
ball,
hit something.
I think it hit the helmet that time of Ty Thomas, number 26. Yes, it did. It was Lacey, I think, is who it hit.
Nick Lacey.
Nick Lacey. Yep, and that's going to be Arizona State ball. It's been a good play for Arizona State.
Yeah, punting.
Yes.
31-10, but a break now after the fumble recovery on the muff punt. Gives the Sun Devils a chance. Wilkins play action going deep middle, and it's intercepted again. This one's by Jarius Moorhead.
He stepped out at the back end line. I think his foot came down first, though. It's going to count as an interception. But when he went to try to go for the return, he stepped out. Trying to go down the middle. Play action pass. Got in and out coverage, double covered. Throws it, intercepted, and watch as he starts forward, he steps out.
There's the foot down and the step out.
Right now. Oh,
there it is.
Here it is,
there
right?
it is. Just barely.
Yep.
First down at the 35. Under center, Finley this time. Gillespie bangs his way out for about 5 more. Just when you think you have it figured out between Nyheim Hines and Jalen Samuels, then number 25 comes in, and he's a good player too. Second down and 5. Gillespie again tripped up, or he would have had a first down. I think he's going to be about a yard shy. I think he may have tripped over his own guy, Cole Cook, the tight end.
Yeah, now in these type of bowl games like this is where you really have to, if you have a band of brothers at all, this defense has to band together and not look at this scoreboard and just say, we got to, band together and finish this game, because it's getting ugly. Now they're starting to run the ball even more effectively. And Jalen Samuels shows what he can do with a great year.
As you said, he's going to be a valuable pro with those hands and the moves and the size.
And remember, we had Ryan Switzer in this game, a slot a year ago, that made a statement in this game. And remember, I don't know, did you use Duke game with me that time, or is this when we had Jordan Crowder in this game with Duke? And another one of those slots. Jamison Crowder for Duke in that game was another one of those guys. This guy is going to play in the NFL as well.
Not built like him, but what the Saints are doing with Alvin Kamara is similar.
Yeah,
sort of.
More of a tailback, but you're right, third down back type of thing. It's where the NFL is going.
Yep. Unique guys, if you can find them. The hybrid type running back receivers. First down, NC State.
First time I saw Phillip Rivers play football was, I think, his freshman year against Ohio State, when he threw like 45 passes, and I go, this guy might throw funny, but he can throw.
He might sidearm it a little bit, but.
And then I played with a guy like that, Bernie Kosar, that had that style. So, hey, just get it from point A to point B, right?
Exactly. Second down and 11 at the 45 as we're down to a couple of minutes in the third quarter. Finley, trouble, got it down the middle, complete to Jacoby Myers again. And a first down, Wolfpack. And one of the things that Eli Drinkwitz told us about number 15. He got better, he got more mature, and he got tougher in the pocket. He just took a lick on this one.
And watched him go through his progression. He looks to his left, then he looks for the dump off, then he looks for his third crossing route. While he gets hit, he delivers, and as Brad just told you, he hung in the pocket, he threw under duress, he went through his read. That's all you can do as a quarterback right there.
First down at the 27 as he gets back under center.
Double pass.
Here it is. Myers looking to throw and now fakes it and gets what he can and runs out of bounds around the 22.
Jacoby Myers, who came to North Carolina State as a quarterback, was redshirted and then became a slot receiver. We asked the coaches who might be the biggest surprise. They said Jacoby Myers. We knew he was a good athlete, but for the way he's, adjusted to being a wide receiver, has done a good job.
Each one of these teams has one of those. Jacoby for NC State, and Kyle Williams was a former quarterback for Arizona State. Got about 4 though on the scramble. Brings up second down at 6. Hines on the carry. Spins in the hole, but the hole closed quickly, courtesy of Tayshawn Smallwood again.
I thought Smallwood got the tackle, but I thought a lot of it was Kalen Thomas, number 20, making the fill on the play and really stopped the play from his linebacker position as well.
Tayshawn has been around a long time, making his 36th straight start for the Sun Devils.
And it looks like the Wolfpack will wait till the fourth quarter.
We're going to switch ends, and it's going to take a 3-touchdown comeback for Arizona State, because right now NC State has consumed over 7 minutes on the clock at the end of this third quarter, and the fourth quarter is yet to come, and they're up 31-10. End of the third. NC State 31, Arizona State 10. We'll return to El Paso right after this message and a word from your local station.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Tom Brookshire. I'm Paul Horning, along with former Bear great Johnny Morris.
I'm Pat Summerall. This, of course, is Tom Brookshire, and also working with us today is Burt Reynolds.
I'm Tom Brookshire, and I was born and raised right down the road in Roswell, New Mexico, and with me is Hank Strand.
I'm Brett Musburger.
I'm Brad Nessler, along with Randy Cross.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jim Nance.
Hi, once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist, along with Gary Danielson, and welcome to this charming, historic, and captivating city of El Paso.
50 years, Sun Bowl and CBS. Fun to be part of that group.
Yeah,
right
not
there.
bad, huh? So we got a few names in front of us.
Lindsey and Frank Gifford did the first one.
Yeah, Brookshire. Frank Gifford did one. Doug Flutie.
Mm-hmm.
This is my 9th, though.
Yeah,
we
my
got
5th. My 5th.
Keep going, right?
Yeah, we got it. I mean, it's great. It's fun.
Yeah, pretty good honor. Pretty good honor to do the game.
Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire are the greatest.
And all the people involved here are so proud of what they built. And
they should be.
And their association with CBS. It was a fun banquet we did. Everybody was excited about it. CBS became a legend as a
corporation,
yep.
a sports entity. That was kind of nice.
Yep. Craig Silver, our producer, gave a good speech.
And here's Gillespie all the way.
That's what I say. And, as the game gets to be a bowl game, you got a new coach coming in. It's 31-10. You're looking at the clock. Fourth quarter, you really have to be tough mentally to keep wanting to play football. And now a play that you've stopped maybe in your sleep, all of a sudden people are running through you and almost in an embarrassing way for Arizona State.
Nice way to finish it off for Reggie Gillespie. His 6th rushing touchdown of the year.
Did talk to Herm Edwards on the phone about what he wants Arizona State to be, and he said toughness, balance, and all that. But he did say one thing. When we get the third down, I want to be able to stop a 1-yard run and make a 1-yard run. It takes toughness.
The toughness has been on NC State's side today. They cap off a drive that went back deep into the third quarter. 80 yards and 11 plays. Reggie Gillespie, 23 yards for the touchdown. It's all Wolfpack. Trelon Smith and Eno Benjamin back deep this time. A couple of true freshmen. And they're going to get a shot at one. Trelon Smith from the 5. Bounced his way out around the 24. And it's the toughest run of the day probably for a Sun Devil. It's Eno Benjamin.
Again, this is when you're, in NC State looking at this game, you're thinking about what could have been this year, right?
Yeah.
Had that close game against Clemson. They had this Wake Forest. Look at this game right here, how it finished.
We'll go back to it in a second, but that's the one that Dave Doran said is still stuck with him this year. Benjamin, another tough run, but they would have been 9-3 and 7-2 in the ACC had this not happened against Wake Forest. The throw, the catch, and going in for the touchdown, a fumble at the 1-yard line, or at the goal line, basically. That's the one Dave said is really hung with him, but still a great season that's going to end up with 9 wins. Now is Benjamin again, spins his way for about 4. Darius Moore made the tackle.
Benjamin is a true freshman, one of those big-time recruits that has been brought in here. He's the future.
Former Texas 5A Player of the Year. He's a sensational high school player and showing flashes right now here in the 4th quarter. He comes out and Demario Richard comes back in. Wilkins throw complete out to Harry and over the top of a photographer. Catch is good. Whole record so far in power conferences. Pac-12 is struggling.
To say the least, right there, the Pac-12, 1-5. Kyle Whittingham's by himself. He wins every bowl game for Utah.
He does, doesn't he?
He's 11-1.
Richard, these guys aren't giving up.
No, and this is where you start looking at each other and going, come on now. We're playing for each other. We're not going to win this football game. And now we look at each other and go, who's going to finish the game for your teammates?
Especially the seniors who are playing their last game together. Richard is one of those.
Good to see Gerard Fernandez, number 4, back in the game at middle linebacker.
So 2nd and 4 at the 11. Richard again, straight ahead, bowling his way down to the 2. Actually the 1 by the time the pile finally hits the turf.
Gotta love it. I love this. When you know you're not going to win the game and you go out and play football. That's how you look at each other and you have the pride up front to finish a football game and knowing that you're playing for the guy next to you.
He rolls out and now hurdles for the touchdown.
I'm laughing because Dave Huxtable said the modern players all jump. So be ready for the hurdle, right?
Yep.
That's what he said, be ready for the hurdle. And he hurdled right over Nick McLeod, number 21.
He did this earlier this year in a similar situation, only on the other side of the field.
Did the ball get across the line that time? It was in his left hand. Yes, it did. I think it broke the plane before his knee came down.
Here's another look up and in.
Yep.
Right there. Tough drive. Good job by the Sun Devils.
Yeah,
hang in there.
They did it tough. They did it tough. They ran 10 out of the 12 plays.
Reese's point after is good. And that makes it 38-17. Manny Wilkins, 7th rushing touchdown of the year. He does it airborne. 38-17.
Yeah, good timeout by Dave Doran. Put your hands team on out there. Fake one way, fake the next way.
And then head to the right, and a nice bounce. I'm not sure.
They got it.
They got it.
Yes, they did.
Lucas over there. Chase Lucas. It took a great hop. Somebody from NC State got a hand on it, but not a good hand.
Okay, fake it left, fake it right. Get balance. NC State doesn't move. And it bounces high, and once it gets bobbled, Chase Lucas ends up with it.
I think it was Jermaine Pratt who got the hand on it right there. And then it was a free-for-all.
Yeah.
And he's inbounds, and that's...
Emezi had a chance for it. He didn't come up with it as well.
Nice execution on that. Now, if they had the one they tried earlier in the game back, who knows? The one that we thought was a little ill-advised. in the first half. Or maybe a lot ill-advised. At any rate, they got it back right now.
Well, remember last time they had the ball, they ran it 10 out of 12 times. Now what do? Do they try to do the same strategy again?
They went 76 yards in 12 plays on those 10 runs for that touchdown. And now they're at the 45-yard line. Wilkins, a throwback screen to Williams, and he got 3 or 4 out of it. Gets it to the 42. 9.5 to go. Wilkins looking left all the way, had it batted in the air. One of the defensive linemen, I think it was Darian Roseborough, who's playing for Bradley Chubb's spot today, and he got a hand on it.
Well, if you think NC State doesn't worried about Harry, here he is, and watch it, 2 defenders playing in and out on their best receiver. They're going to force Arizona State to throw the ball to somewhere else, and that time it was batted away.
So 3rd down and 7, but 2 down territory right now.
Yep.
Harry's up on top of the screen again on 3rd and 7. And Wilkins in trouble. Got away from it, steps up, and throws a dart right down the middle to Ryan Newsom.
What a great maneuver by Wilkins that time. This is how you work the pocket. He feels the pressure. Now watch him maneuver. One way, then back the other way, work his way up in the middle of the pocket and deliver that strike right in front of Moorhead.
Newsom, 23-yard pickup. He took a big shot.
And he took one earlier on a play just like that and came up with it. But boy, that pocket awareness, that bite, there's no doubt that that was Manny Wilkins' best play of the game.
And he gives him the 1st down and another chance in the red zone. Wilkins down the middle, got his man, touchdown, Kyle Williams.
Put that one, you cannot throw a football any better than that.
19-yard touchdown.
Dexter Wright, number 14, was right there. This ball goes right over the head. Watch this throw. Bang! Right over Pratt's head on a line right in front of Wright. When Manny Wilkins finished this drive off wonderful, didn't he?
Sure did. So the onside kick was successful, and the drive was successful. Extra point is good as well. Manny Wilkins, as Gary said, some tough throws. First a 23-yarder to Newsom, who had to take the big lick to hold on, and then a rocket right down the middle to Kyle Williams, who picks up his 7th touchdown reception of the season. And the Sun Devils are closing the gap a little bit. So let's see if they do it again. Successful last time on the onside kick.
Yeah, I would kick this one deep now. They're within 14 points. I'd plop this one down around the 20.
You see, 9 guys.
I'd pooch this one deep and let North Carolina State scramble.
Well, they're going the same way. This time, different result. This time, the guy that has hands on it last time grabs it.
I'm surprised. I would have put the pressure back on NC State to try to make a 1st down at that end of the field. I would have pooched it like the 25 or 30-yard line.
No, Gillespie's in there. He ran it for a touchdown the last time he touched it. And he almost broke free. I was going to say he might score another one. Todd Latasi hanging on for dear life in the back end there to bring him down.
Yeah, that offensive line that time just manhandled the Arizona State defensive line. That Arizona State defensive line a little bit undersized.
I think if Todd Latasi doesn't get him, he's gone.
Totally.
He got 9.
Gillespie is their power back, no doubt about that.
225-pounder. He comes out. Jalen Samuels, number 1, goes in.
Samuels more of the stretch runner.
And they're going to bottle up Nyheim Hines, no gain, lost a couple probably.
The number 95 Renault men that time did a good job of defeating his block, clogging it up, not allowing any crack to get into the secondary.
I need a couple more good plays right here from their defense. It's asking a lot, but 3rd down and 7.
So do you throw the ball or not?
I don't know. If you get an incompletion, the clock stops.
I know, but 1st down almost puts the ball in the game. He's 22 for 27.
Not bad. Arizona State brings guys up as though they may come with the heat. They bail out of it. Pump fake, and the throw is on target.
Yep.
1st down.
22 for 27. That's what you do. You earn the right to throw that ball.
Emeka Emezie, a freshman, with a catch.
Remember, it was Emeka Emezie right here. It's a slant and go. On this time, stop and go right by him. See the defender just with the pump fake allowed him. I think the defender thought he was throwing the ball inside to the slot that time, and a good read by Ryan Finley to get the ball at the top. And again, Brad, you earn the right to throw that ball.
Yeah.
You know, if you're 12 for 24, you're not getting that throw.
When you're 10 for 10 in the second half,
you got
more likely you got the chance. And now they're in a great spot. 1st and goal. Hines in the Wolfpack backfield. And it's Samuels on the reception in the middle. Got it halfway to the goal line. So he adds to his career total. Under 5 to go now. 2nd down to goal.
I'm glad I didn't get to say what I was going to say there. I was going to say, well, that'll be the last pass you'll see NC State through. Right?
Sometimes it's better just leave it alone.
Just be quiet and just act like you're smart.
Here's the stretch play to Samuels. A stiff arm, bowling his way to the goal line. Didn't quite get there.
They're trying to get Samuels a touchdown. There's no doubt in my mind. That's why they threw the first short pass to him. A lot of talking going on down on the field right now. Samuels wants a touchdown. And, boy, he paid for that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's pushing Todd Latasi off him like, get off me. He paid the price. He got it to the 1. Actually, they're going to put it down at the 2. 3rd down to go.
Well, number 1's getting it this time.
Yep, he sure is. Direct snap.
Yep.
And he's going right. And he's going in. Touchdown. Samuels.
Yep, that was the game plan. They wanted him to throw, either get a pass for a touchdown or run for a touchdown to kind of cap off his career at NC State. Wildcat, just follow, 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 and then dive. Keep your knees off the ground and score.
First team All-ACC performer, 3rd team All-American, showing us why today.
Well, I'll tell you, I came out of games the last few years. I thought he had to take Crowder from Duke. I loved him as a slot. I love Ryan Finley last year. And now I'm drafting this guy. I'm drafting Samuels. I'm telling you that right now. Ryan Switzer, Crowder, and Samuels. Those 3 guys can play.
12th rushing touchdown of the year for number 1. 45-24 now. Just 4 minutes remaining in the 84th Monday Sun Bowl. And Samuels with that capper to a great career. So versatile.
And I'll tell you, when I watch practice, nobody has more fun than that guy at practice either. I'll tell you that.
And they'll bring this one out. Trelo Smith pushes his own blocker out of the way and got to the 20. That's all. Wilkins, quick throw to the outside to Harry, and Harry got 9. They keep him in bounds.
Well, Todd Graham, was very important for him to show his team that sometimes, in Todd Graham's opinion, life isn't fair.
Right.
But you finish the job. and he said he coached this team exactly the way he would have coached the team had he been the coach next year. He got his younger players ready for next season in some spring practice type practice, and he wanted to show his players that life always isn't fair. Of course, talking from Todd's point of view, that he felt he should not have been obviously let go, but he wanted to finish the job the right way. And I got to say, he should be proud of his team. You know, we were talking about it after that run that, you know, they're looking at the clock. Those last 2 drives have been very impressive for his team, the way they finished the game, yes.
Todd, born in Mesquite, Texas, so he's going to finish his career as a head coach at Arizona State, at least in his home state. As Harry's got another grab down the middle. And Nikhil will come into next season with another sensational campaign this year. Well over 1,000 yards, having a big day today with 9 catches for 142 yards. Wilkins down the middle, a little too far in front of Kyle Williams.
Well, another guy maybe not finishing his career today, but is going to have a bright future. We talked about him all the way, Bradley Chubb. You know, he's the 4th player in the ACC in the last 8 years to win the Nagurski. Got any ideas? Remember him? Daquan Bowers,
okay,
2010. Luke Kuechly in 2011, and Aaron Donald. That's a pretty good group of players.
That's a really good group of players.
ACC should be very proud of those 4 players. Aaron Donald is destroying the NFL right now. Nobody can block him.
Mario Williams was the guy that had the school record for sacks before Bradley Chubb broke it this year. He was the #1 pick in the 06 NFL draft. Manny Wilkins a little high stepping on the long scramble to the sideline. Good run for him. And if you think the name is familiar, Bradley Chubb, and you're thinking about the playoffs and all that, he is a cousin of Nick Chubb. And they spent some time talking back and forth and texting back and forth throughout their senior seasons. Nick, another guy that came back and could have gone to the NFL last
and that
year.
was one of the things Coach Doran told us about why he did not hold anything against. In fact, he was helping advise Bradley about not playing in this game. He could have been drafted in the 1st round last year.
Long ball and a perfect throw to Frank Darby for the touchdown.
Man, you can't throw the ball any better than the end of this football game that Arizona State and Manny Wilkins has been doing. Outside, it's one-on-one coverage. He's going to throw it to the wide side of the field. Jonathan Alston, #5, who's had some good plays, but also has been a part of some perfect throws. And Darby, well, you can't put the ball in a better spot than that. And that makes Manny Wilkins' day from, you know, a couple tough interceptions.
Right.
But now, you know, he's 25 for 39 himself. Well, what, 350? 352.
That's Frank Darby's only his 2nd touchdown catch.
We'll get to see our 4th onside kick. Have you ever done 4 onside kicks?
I don't think so.
Neither.
Brandon Reese, extra point is good. 45-31. Here we go again. Who's going to get this one? They've gone to the right the last 2 times, one successfully, one not. They've sort of faked the sweep like they were going to kick it to the other side of the field.
They surely don't practice 4 different onside kicks, do they?
I don't know. Well, those 3 guys, one of them's going to kick it.
They're going to make one up here.
I got it. You kick it.
They're going to do the crisscross again, aren't they?
No movement. This looks straight ahead.
Oh, man.
It is straight ahead. And it's picked up by Samuels. And he's going to take it all the way down, maybe to the 5.
That's such an odd play to kick it to their best guy, right?
Yeah. Did he fumble at the end of the play?
He might have, but I think he's thinking his knee was down. And Samuels will run off the field doing his bird imitation. He does it in practice all day. He said, my knee was down. So you're going to pooch it right at #1. And he takes it and tries to make a big play out of it, and he does.
He not only picked it up, he put a move on just to get into the line of fire of that football.
No taking a knee.
I guess they're going to hand it off.
Yeah, they are.
Last week. And he's down around the 1.
I'll be in my chair.
I'll be in a chair by the end of the night. Second down and goal. Stretch play and a walk-in for Gillespie. And NC State goes over 50.
Well, really, as soon as Jalen Samuels caught that the fourth onside kick, the game was over, to tell you the truth. But when you call timeout, they keep going.
Yep. And you can't tell guys not to block, and you can't tell your third-string tailback not to run.
Yep.
So point number 52 upcoming from Lombard. And it's up and good.
Biggest question, I think, for NC State now is what will Ryan Finley decide to do after this game? Will he turn pro, or will he decide to come back and play?
Well, last year when we did this game, question was Mitch Trubisky, what are you going to do? And he made himself $1 zillion in that game.
I don't think Ryan's in Mitch's category, but I do think he's a prospect for the NFL.
I do too. Finally going to see a regular kick, although it's a pooch kick.
That's what I thought Arizona State should have done the time before on their third one.
And Mario Richard, the guy that scoops that one up.
When Arizona State got it to 14, that's what I thought they should have done right there. Still got Wilkins in the game.
Coaching him to the last 2 minutes.
I guess they are.
Wilkins steps up in the pocket, had his arm hit, and this is going to be intercepted.
Nope. He got it.
Harris Moore?
Yep. And he took a knee right away. Did not see who hit his arm on the play. I could not tell who got it, but just all it is need a tick. And as soon as he caught it, Moore goes down and takes the knee the way you're supposed to.
That's his third of the year for Arias, who we spent some time with yesterday. So he'll effectively end this game.
And the Harmon Edwards era begins at Arizona State.
Right now.
That would be fun to cover, I think, don't you?
Uh-huh. Fun game to watch, too. I mean, a lot of big plays.
Yep.
Both teams pushed it right to the end. So for Todd Graham, the last time he will come out there in a Sun Devil sweatshirt to shake hands with an opposing coach. And for Dave Doran, a 9-4 season. Pretty good. (52-31) is the final. It's been great 50 years of CBS in the Sun Bowl as we take you back in time a little bit and let you know all the great men and women who work so hard every weekend to make it so special for Gary, Allie, and me. Our thanks to our great crew. And from CBS Sports, thanks for being with us every weekend, and especially today for our 50th and the Sun Bowl's 84th year. For Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, Brad Nessler, so long from El Paso. NC State, congratulations, 52-31, Sun Bowl champions. College football postgame show powered by Ram is up next after these messages. So long from El Paso.